For years, one city was the exception, a sanctuary for diplomacy amid a region of conflict. That city was Doha. On September 9, 2025, that sanctuary was violated. An Israeli airstrike targeted a villa in the Qatari capital. The alleged targets the top political leadership of Hamas, but the real target was an idea. The idea that any ground was off-limits. A line has been crossed. The entire architecture of power in the Middle East may have just been redrawn. To understand the gravity of this strike, you must understand Qatar's unique position. The tiny emirate performs a precarious balancing act. It hosts the political office of Hamas, making it the primary address for negotiations. Simultaneously, it hosts the regional headquarters for America's Central Command. For nearly 2 years, this paradox made Doha the indispensable mediator in the Gaza war. The strike's timing was critical. Hamas leaders were reportedly meeting to discuss a new ceasefire proposal from the Trump administration, an offer that would have seen the release of the remaining 48 Israeli hostages. With one explosion, those talks are almost certainly over. But the death of this negotiation is only the first consequence. What was shattered in Doha goes far deeper than a single deal. But the key to understanding this crisis lies not in who was targeted, but in a warning that was delivered and ignored nearly 2 years earlier. This was a diplomatic breakdown foretold. In December 2023, Qatar's prime minister was asked if he feared an Israeli assassination on his country's soil. His response was a clear warning. The belief in Doha was simple. Their alliance with America was a shield. The strike proves that shield is fallible. Qatar will now likely abandon its role as the central mediator. The alternative, Egypt, brings its own complexities. More critically, if the external Hamas leadership is incapacitated, decision-making could consolidate in Gaza under military commander Izz al-Din al-Haddad, a veteran fighter with little diplomatic experience. In the immediate aftermath, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu's office was clear. This was a wholly independent act, but the timeline is murky. The White House stated President Trump was notified only as the mission was underway. Verify. Israeli officials anonymously claimed Trump knew in advance. Qatari diplomats said they were warned only as the bombs were falling. Verify. Regardless of when the call was made, the outcome is the same. The United States either could not or would not prevent a military strike on the soil of a designated major non-NATO ally. This single strike triggered a chain reaction, uniting rivals and forcing Israel's closest Arab ally to make a stunning public condemnation. The regional response was swift and unified. Old rivalries were set aside. Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman called the strike a criminal act, but the most significant criticism came from the United Arab Emirates, which labeled the attack treacherous. The UAE was the first Gulf country to normalize ties with Israel in 2020, and is considered its closest partner in the region. This condemnation is a major signal. For months, Gulf officials have harbored two growing fears. First, that an unbridled Israel is becoming a regional hegemon. Second, that the war would inevitably spill over into their own states. This attack confirms both. We are witnessing the violent breakdown of an old order. For decades, the system was understood. America provided a security guarantee, and regional conflicts were managed through contained proxy wars and careful diplomacy. The strike in Doha is not an isolated incident. It is a symptom of a new, more chaotic era where allies strike allies, and security guarantees are no longer ironclad. The systemic pressure is now pushing every actor to prepare for a wider, more direct conflict. So what is the next move? One potential outcome is that Qatar formally steps back from all mediation, isolating the conflict further. Another is that the UAE and other Gulf states begin to hedge, downgrading diplomatic ties with Israel and seeking security from other global powers. The debate over assassinating Hamas leaders has now become a debate over regional stability itself. The key indicators to watch are the official diplomatic posture of the Gulf states, the future of the remaining hostages, and whether Washington can re-establish the rules of the game, or if there are no rules anymore. The world is complex. To understand the systems that shape it, subscribe for more analysis.